nakuha nga ng ating Tacloban Fighting Warays ang fourth set at this extends our ang third set rather. This extends our match into a fourth set.
Well, of course, siguro hindi rin naman natin in-expect talaga na papabayaan na lang ng Tacloban Fighting Warays na ganun-ganun na lang makuha ng water defenders itong larong ito. So, the more experienced team, I think, worked on their weaknesses. One of the things that we mentioned was their first ball. They worked on that one. Of course, offense just came out naturally. Negrito also performed very well in
as an offensive
set.
setter.
As an offensive setter, that's right. Ang dami niyang naitalang puntos and it really helped the team.
At napakaraming magandang plays doon dahil nabigyan nga ng mga great quick plays ito si Amporn from the middle at yung mga running plays ni Fasang pa na nung sa dulo lamang napipigilan itong ating water defenders.
That's right. And those were the things that we actually mentioned in the first two sets, that they weren't able to utilize their quick plays. And so here in set number 3, ayan naman, pantay na pantay lang pagdating sa opensa. We mentioned how the water defenders still has their blocking as a strength, but looking at the opponent's errors, this is what spelled the difference, where there were 4 points para sa water defenders and about 8 ang nakuha ng Tacloban Fighting Warays. So para sa water defenders, these errors really cost them that last set. Pero syempre, magandang balita naman yun para kay Coach Ness at sa kanyang koponan.
Well, hindi lang si Coach Ness yung siguradong masaya. Kundi pati yung mga nanonood sa atin.
Tama, oo.
Nako, napaka-exciting kasi more volleyball action ika nga nila.
Sulit itong game na to. And of course, this is what we like. This is great quality volleyball we're seeing.
And on cue, quality volleyball player with that great hit was Jay Johnson. Yung cross-court kill niya talaga pa first line.
That's how high she jumps. And she gets the ball at an angle, at the topmost angle. That's why its trajectory talagang very sharp.
Patuldok, sabi nga nila. Blocking also Jay Johnson. Pangalawang puntos para dito sa ating Purest Water defenders. Tingnan natin kung tuloy-tuloy ang pagkabuhay nitong ating Purest Water defenders. We now have Doria on the service line. Ooh, that helps their cause. Libreng puntos para sa Purest Water defenders. We are now at 3-0. Rose Doria still on the service line. If playing year na ni Doria para sa NU. He has scored 2 attack points already, but the blocking is still consistent para dito sa ating Purest Water defenders. That brings them to their 4th point. Ito na, we're seeing the same trend and nangunguna na naman ang isang koponan and that will lead to a lead na mahirap habulin mamaya. Pero let's see kung ganun pa din yung trend dito sa ating 4th set.
This has been the pattern for the water defenders in the first 2 sets. So starting off strong is really an advantage for this young team.
And that explosive starts with their 2 imports, just like this last play coming from Jay Johnson. Oh, ang sakit sa kamay nun, sigurado. That's very clear on our replay. Yung the please. Nami-miss mo ba yung mga ganong moments?
Hindi! But it's part of the game, of course.
A timeout is called here by Coach Ness Papilar. Pakinggan po natin ito.
Pagtagayin niyo muna lumisip. Hindi tayo makakatake. Walang sa set niya kung wala tayo re-receive. Ha? Rumisip ka muna. May magandang bolang
Lahat tayo mag-receive! Lahat tayo mag-receive! Isa, go! Go! Sabit ka lang. Ako tayo ng bola! Ako tayo! Pulsa kayo! Layo! Bawi lang! Tara! Tacloban! Bye!
Napansin din ni Coach Ness yung napansin natin. Kailangan hindi nila hayaan yung kabilang koponan na mauna. Kasi kung gagawin nila yun, hindi mahirapan silang humabol. And your instructions was good first ball ang kailangan nila to get or to catch up in this set.
Definitely, that was what worked for them in the previous set. That's what they need to replicate and then do again here.
But so far, hindi pa nagigising itong ating Fighting Warays with Matthews lording that regalo.
Matthews already with 18 points in this game. Johnson with 20 para sa Fighting Warays. It's really Amporn that's delivering the goods with 19 points. followed by Alvarez only with 8. So ang kailangan ng Fighting Warays ngayon talaga would be other players to step up and score the point.
Speaking of Matthews, unfortunately, yung huling play, hindi niya napalusot over the net. 3-point yun. At first point yun ng ating Fighting Warays. We are now at a 6-point advantage. Matthews trying to get that point back. Babawi dito Abel, but she is denied by Johnson. And that brings our Purest Water defenders to the first technical timeout. Magbabalik po kami dito sa SNA.
Welcome back mga kapamilya dito sa PVL Reinforced Confidence. We are at the 4th set. Para sa isang institusyon sa volleyball at selfless mentor na si Coach Nes Pamilar ng Tacloban Fighting Warays, sabi niya, to stop the bleeding coming in this 4th set, they have to start with good reception. At ang hinahanap pa niya dito aside from life, aggressiveness, and good footwork mula sa kanyang star-studded team ay consistency, composure, at control. At paalala rin niya sa lahat, everybody needs to step up and you have to continue the good energy that you showed in the previous set. Sinj and Ann, your thoughts?
Great comments there from Coach Nes Pamilar. Tama nga naman, yung energy nga nila nung previous set, nawawala na talaga dito sa start pa lamang ng ating 4th set.
So the consistency really is not there. Something that, come to think about it, going up against teams that are composed of more experienced players, it's gonna be tougher, or maybe today is just not the day. They woke up at the wrong side of the bed, maybe, because
napagod sa biyahe.
Napagod sa biyahe, possibly.
But looking at their team, it's so weird dahil galing sila sa momentum advantage coming in from the 3rd set na ang taas-taas dapat ang energy mo.
Should be carrying
Oo,
more.
biglang bumagsak. So titingnan natin if they will be able to overcome that hurdle dahil sumubok silang humabol dito with a 2-0 run. But pinawi nila agad yon with a free point off that service. Johnson now on the service line. Shoot set ang bibigay dito ni Negrito. Buhay pa ang bola. Ooh.
Almost a great save.
Nice try there coming from Bella Belen. Pero puntos na yon para sa ating Fighting Warays. 5 puntos ang hinahabol dito ni Judith Abel. Okay, we're just pausing a bit dahil sinisiguradong malinis yung court at walang pawis. But go back to our match. Abel on the service line. Let's see if her team could catch up to this 5-point lead. They go to Eliza Solomon and she scores for the Purest Water defenders. Balikan lang natin yun, no? The height of this girl will really be an advantage in the coming years of NU.
Definitely, and at this point, she's already challenging the defense of the Fighting Warays.
And being a force to be reckoned with in terms of blocking. Well, syempre with the height, sabi nga natin kanina, advantage
It is
talaga
an
yun.
advantage. And now, itong si Coach Dave's just making sure that they're able to maintain this lead.
They have to stay in that comfort. First ball is missing right now for the Purest Water defenders. We go to an open play to Prado. Ooh, but that block hits the antenna. Libreng putos para dito sa ating Tacloban Fighting Warays. Let's see that in slow-mo. Tumama muna sa kamay ni Solomon, then tumama doon sa antenna. So that's a clear outside hit. Doria with a shoot. On the other side, Prado with a papalong cross-court. Itong si Belen. Ooh. Bihirang error yun. Galing kay kay Kyle Negrito.
Happens to the best of them. Look at that. Alam mo, minsan ang hirap din kasi yung dulas din ng bola sa totoo lang because they're all perspiring. So pag tumatama yan sa arms nila, minsan madulas na talaga yan.
By this time, especially 4th set na, yung pawis niyan tumutulo na. Kaya nga nagsastop yung games natin minsan dahil sa pawis na nasa floor because we want to ensure the safety of our players.
Definitely.
Prado, the team captain of Tacloban, is now on the service line.
Serve.
We go to Belen, who tries to score, and she scores off the block of the hands of Negrito. Balikan natin yung puntos doon ni Belen.
Wind up, no?
Nakapa naman ni, ni Negrito. Yun nga lang, lumusot talaga. Belen now with 12 points. Then yung sinasabi ni Coach Babes na average daw nitong si Bella Belen. Sa kanilang mga tune-up, 12, 10 points daw. So she's already on quota. Ika nga natin. Amporn playing smart on that last play. We are now at a 4-point disadvantage.
But for the Water defenders, they cannot be complacent even if they have a 4-point lead.
Yeah, kasi itong mga veteran moves ni Amporn tulad ng last play, kitang-kita mo naman. Hindi na nga tumalon masyado. Hop na lang.
Oo, puntos pa.
Puntos talaga. Yan yung mature. I hope Kagadas fine over that last play. Tumama siya dun sa ating A-board dito sa gilid. Pero puntos yun para sa ating fighting Warays. 3 na lang hinahabol dito ng mga Waray. 21 excellent sets for Kyle Negrito and add a lot of scoring prowess there. 10 puntos na naman dinagdag doon ni Kyle Negrito sa kanyang belt and tumawag ng timeout dito para sa Balipure. Pakinggan natin ito.
Never wait to work well. Don't wait for something to go wrong, then you work. No, work first. Work first. 1 inch of angle is 1 point for you. Didn't you get excited? I got excited right away. 1 inch of work will give me 1 point. What's that? Why will I keep it, right? Work first. Let's go. National Youth.
Motion ng paa.
Coach Babes Castillo reminding his girls na kailangan lang nilang mag-effort pa ng konti dahil nandun na sila eh. At kinakapos lang sila ng konting effort, ika nga niya.
Tama. Yung first ball that has been a problem, it's good that they recovered.
And speaking of recovery, ayun, agad pumuntos itong si Doria, si Doria nga, from the middle on that last play. Yun yung sinasabi ni Coach Babes, nandito na tayo, nakikita naman. Parang sabi nga niya, aren't you excited? Kasi kalaban niyo dito, mga commercial players.
First ball.
But that cooks wide para dito kay Amporn.
But, the body language of the fighting Warays is still very relaxed at this point. No? Parang still no pressure. Hindi pa nakikitaan na very tight and tense.
It's a better body language compared to their first 2 sets. Great pickup there from Amporn. Matthews on the second try though gets the point finally para dito sa ating Water defenders. That started from that pickup from Amporn. On the second try, Matthews, binantayan na talaga siniradong patusok na yung baba.
At sa likod ng
receiver.
Receiver.
Payong, sabi nga nila. Pero mabilis bumawi. Itong si Queen Abel from the Tacloban Fighting Warays. 4 na puntos na lamang hinahabol dito ng ating Fighting Warays. Abel there with a wind-up and choosing to hit it check out. Kasi alam naman niya, yung mga blockers ng Water defenders, matitibay yan.
And again, this was the laps that we saw from the Water defenders earlier. It was from their first ball. And obviously, the Fighting Warays taking advantage of it, may karga yung kanilang serve.
At yung target nila, yung first option ng ating Water defenders atake. Pero di naman papapigil itong si Johnson, and that brings our purest Water defenders to the second technical timeout. Magbabalik po kami dito sa SNA. At nagbabalik po kami dito sa Premier Volleyball League Reinforced Conference. You are watching the 4th set with me, Sinjun Reyes. At kasama pa rin po natin si Ann Remulla Canda. It is the Balipure Purest Water Defenders kontra ang ating Tacloban Fighting Warays. At nangunguna ngayon ang ating Water Defenders dito sa ating 4th set who has a 2-set advantage over our Fighting Warays. And so far, what do you see in the Water Defenders that's working for Coach Babes?
Well, I think for one, they started off this set much better. Again, they realized the fact that importante na sila yung nauunang makakuha ng lamang. On top of that, I think it's more on the consistency pagdating sa kanilang first ball. Because they have strong attackers in front, they're able to utilize. But kung meron mang point dito sa set na to, Cinch, na humabol yung fighting Warays, these are the parts where they had lapses when it comes to their first ball.
Yes, and that's the problem that na-solve na nitong ating water defenders in that last play. Nakita naman natin. Pero yun, service naman ang bumawi para dito sa ating water defenders. And we now have Shola Alvarez on the service line with a 4-point disadvantage for the Warays. They go to a quick. Matthews going for that long quick play. Going back to our replay, yan. Perfect first ball, saktong jump set at diretso sa kamay ni Matthews. Inubo na lang.
Tama. And Matthews, that's her 5th point here in this set alongside Johnson, who also has 5 points.
So great outing for both the imports. Yan yung inaasahan naman ng ating mga coaches dito sa mga imports natin na magsabay sila ng outing because we've been seeing minsan yung isang import lang yung gumagana tapos the next game naman yung isa naman yung gumagana.
And we mentioned how actually at the start of this match, si Matthews medyo tahimik. And we pointed out it's because hindi sila makakuha ng magandang pasa. But the fact that they're able to utilize Matthews now, it means that there is an improvement when it comes to their passing.
Yes, and that's also with the decision-making of Cagande. Belen there turned back. Rather Solomon. Matthews now scores the point for our Purest Water defenders. Balik sa 4 ang abante dito ng Purest Water defenders. Let's go back to that point. Yung quick play ni Matthews, hindi siya super bilis, pero effective.
Effective. And I would suppose it's also because of her height, ano? The reach.
The height that the ball needs to travel needs to take time para maabot niya.
And she adjusts. Actually, what's good is that she adjusts to the sets of
Cagande.
Yeah.
And coming from the last match, no, observing these two, mas nagje-gel talaga sila ngayon. Kasi on the last match, mababa yung mga bigay ni Cagande.
Nag-a-adjust pa si Cagande.
Pero ngayon, kitang-kita naman, saktong-sakto na sinusubo na nga lang sa kamay. And that's a characteristic rather of a mature setter that we could see on Cagande. And we hope that it blooms. Let's go back to our ball game. Nangunguna pa din ang ating Purest Water defenders with a 3-point advantage. Belen, pinalo na with the perfect instruction of Coach Faves. Nasakta, paluin mo!
And it didn't matter that it was Aporn who was in front of her. She still went to that side, cross court.
Nilusutan pa yung dalawang blockers and napakaganda nung last play na yun. Paran now comes in for Solomon here for the back row. 4 na puntos ang abante dito ng ating Purest Water defenders. Audrey Paran now on the service line. Nice floater there from Paran, but Galang was able to handle it. Esguerra tries to score there. Free ball ang bibigay dito ni Nierva. Running play ni Amporn off the hands of the blocker. Magandang pag-poste yun for Belen, ha?
Oh, but ito, nakikita natin ngayon, the Fighting Warays now going to their combination plays.
And the maturity of Amporn working there. Ooh, poor service there coming from Jovelyn Prado on that last play that gives a free point para dito sa ating Purest Water defenders. Abante na po sila ng 4 na puntos. We now have Bella Belen who has 8 points so far in this match. What an outing for these players. Free ball ang ibibigay dito ng Fighting Warays.
Oh.
That went too long para dito kay Eunice Galang.
Pero natawa si Belen eh. It was in front of Montik na eh.
Muntik na talaga. And we saw that.
Oh, iniwasan pa eh. Tapos tumama sa katawan.
We have a timeout here called by Coach Nes Pamilar. Let's listen in.
Ha? Wala eh, ayaw nyo lumaban. Hindi naman ganyan ang nilalaro natin. Hindi rin naman yan ina-ensayo, di ba? Ano, napagod pa sa biyahe? Pwede dahilan yan.
Go, malayo pa. Malayo pa. Go,
Questioning na itong si Coach Nes, ano ba daw, napagod ba daw sa biyahe? And it's not an excuse because both these teams traveled
That's right.
today. And look, I remember when I arrived here, nauna pa itong ating Fighting Warays dito sa Batangas City. itong ating mga Purest Water defenders, sakto lang nga yung dating na 1 hour before the game. So that's not an excuse, definitely, for these two squads. But let's go back to our ball game and focus on Jay Johnson putting in the cannon, and that goes wide para dito sa ating Purest Water defenders. Baba sa 4 ang abante dito ng ating Purest Water defenders. Double substitution dito. Babalik si Kyle Negrito. Ayun, on a replay, klarong-klaro. Negrito comes in, and Abel is also in. Full front line again for Coach Nes Pamilar. Tough service. They go to Johnson.
Just enough power. Great placement.
Tsaka kalmang-kalma lang.
Ang maganda is because she has hang time. She's able to see talaga on the other side where she wants to bring the ball.
Very reminiscent of your hang time.
Yeah, I know. We're the same.
Actually, kung...
Hanggang ngayon,
Oo.
Sid, hindi mo natatanong, ha?
Feeling ko kung board si Andre Mulyakanda, pwede pa natin siya makitang naka-jersey. Ano kayang kulay ng jersey?
Ganyan yung talon ko actually.
Tsaka yung mga palo mo, Diyos ko, mahina itong si Johnson. Pag bumalik tong Andre Mulyakanda. Tsaka yung face value.
Thanks for the...
But let's go back to the ball game. Easy touch there coming from Johnson. Sasagot naman dito sa kabila. Si Shola Alvarez. Umahabol ulit itong ating Tacloban fighting Warays.
They will be needing more of that. Amporn is a very consistent server.
At very tough yung service ni Amporn. On cue doon, yung tough service Amporn there for the pickup. They go to Shola again. Shola with some muscle, and that scores para dito sa ating fighting Warays. Service is with Hiapa Amporn. Fighting Warays trying to catch up here with 2 points of a disadvantage. 20 points na si Amporn so far, ha? Joust on the net. It goes to the sides of the Warays. Shola on the 3rd try.
And doon nahihirapan ang Purest Water defenders, that same spot, that same area, if the ball lands there.
At yung 3-0 run ni Shola Alvarez on that last play, talagang porsyento nga ang pinupuntahan na nito si Kyle Negrito. Amporn still with the service. They go to Matthews on the middle, that hits the net. Shola again. It's blocked. Matthews playing it well on the net defense.
And now we are at match point.
Match point na ito para sa ating Purest Water defenders, and 2 points naman ang kailangan habulin dito ng Tacloban fighting Warays if they want to extend this set. Service is with our Purest Water defenders. Negrito puts it up for a quick play. Basang-basa ng ating Purest Water defenders. They go to Johnson down the line, and that ends the match and wins the game for our Purest Water defenders. Our Balipure Purest Water defenders wins the match in 4 amazing sets. Look at that wind up from Johnson going down the line, right beside the blockers. Talagang umiwas na on that last point. And that wins our Purest Water defenders. And anong nagawa dito ng Purest Water defenders to close out this match perfectly?
Well, they were able to respond to the instructions of Coach Babes, and I think it was really also how this is a mental game. Ang galing kung paano nila na-handle yung kanilang sarili. They were able to ensure that they keep the lead against a more experienced team.
At kitang-kita naman natin, yung nanguna talaga, yun talaga yung nakakuha ng set. Whoever gets the lead at the first part of the set really ends that match, and that was the trend of this match. That was another exciting volleyball action here that we had on the Premier Volleyball League Reinforced Conference. Bukas po, mga kapamilya, abangan nyo po ang matchup between our Bangko Perlas Spikers. They will be facing our Angels in a very exciting matchup in our Sunday doubleheader. And speaking of a doubleheader, after that match, our Air Force Lady Warriors will be facing our Creamline Cool Smashers. That's at 4 p.m. And both games will be live on SNA, SNA HD Liga, and Liga HD. And we have our best player interview now with Rox Montealegre. Rox?
Yes. Sino pa nga ba ang kasama ko kundi ang nagpakitang gilas for today, Jay Johnson from the Water Defenders. Congratulations first of all to you and the whole team. The question is for you, how were you able to sustain that firepower and energy, finally putting that exclamation point after playing heavy minutes?
I'm doing it for the girls, honestly, because if they see me tired, then they're going to get tired and I have to keep pushing. I know I made a lot of mistakes, but I have to stay positive-minded so they can stay positive-minded. So just keep being a team no matter what the score is.
Thank you so much. And Sinjanan?
Thank you so much, Rox. Scoring 27 points, made a lot of mistakes pa daw, Ann. Ano masabi mo doon?
Nahiya naman ako dun sa 20s. But really, great attitude we're seeing from Jay Johnson, really trying to set a good example to the younger team members. And again, the 27-point cinch, parang hindi naman siya nag-a-adjust.
Maliit na bagay lang.
Maliit na bagay. 31, 27, konti lang.
Baka susunod, makakita tayo ng more explosive pointing outage para dito kay Jay Johnson. But maraming salamat po mga kapamilya sa pagsama sa amin dito today. Games tomorrow will be between our Perla Spikers and our Angels. That is game number 1 at 2 p.m. And game number 2 will be between our Air Force Lady Warriors and our Cool Smashers. Both games will be live on SNA HD Liga, and Liga HD. Maraming salamat po ulit sa pagsama sa amin dito ngayong hapon on behalf of my partner. Ay, bago po muna, happy 18th birthday daw po muna kay Rufa May Gonzalez at happy 5th birthday naman to kay Mrs. Emma Mangkoy. 5th birthday pa lamang ni Mrs. Emma. Ayun ako, happy birthday po sa inyong lahat. At on behalf of everyone here from the broadcast team, on behalf of our panel at large, Roxy Montealegre, our director Al Neri, and the whole team, and of course my partner Andrew Mulyakanda, this has been Sinjan Reyes saying thank you so much for joining us here today, and we'll see you again here on SNA.